Line about male reproductive system. I hope you all understand my previous videos. Today I will just move on to the male reproductive system. So this male reproductive system, I'll start with your concept map. In the 12th biozoology book, if you are taking the all lessons, it is always concised with your concept map. So the concept map is like heart of your lesson. It will give the all keywords of your lesson. If you studied a particular lesson thoroughly and you just go through this concept map, it will help you very much in the revision pattern. So first we'll see the male reproductive system. So in the male reproductive system, you'll be having a principal organs and accessory glands. So in this principal organ is testis, seminiferous tubule, vas deferens and penis. So in these organs, only the testis is a principal organ. The accessory glands are different. Accessory glands means it secretes some liquid, some fluid. So it is called the accessory gland. The gland meaning is it is going to secrete something. So it is not an organ. So organ is different, gland is different. So the organ means it has some functions, but the glands will have only the function of producing some fluids only. Okay. So the organ's name is testis. Testis is a primary and principal organ of male reproductive system. And the seminiferous tubule, vas deferens, penis, all are all the accessory organs of the male reproductive system. An accessory gland and seminal vesicle and this prostate gland and bulbourethral gland. So these all are gland. It is going to secrete some fluid. Okay. So I'll move on to the topic. So introduction, I already said the primary sex organ or the primary organ of the male is testis. So and its accessory glands is seminal vesicle, prostate, bulbourethral gland. And accessory ducts or the accessory ducts, that is rete, testis, tubulus, recta and vas efferentia, not differentia, it is vas efferentia. The vas efferentia and vas deferens is different. Okay, you don't think it's both are the same, but there is a spelling mistake. Don't think like that. Vasa efferentia is different and vas deferens is different. Okay, so this vas deferens is an organ, accessory organ of male reproductive part. But vas efferentia will be comes under in the part of the testis. So these are all the accessory ducts which is present in the testis. In this slide, in the introduction slide, the primary sex organ is testis. So what are all the parts which is comes under in the testis is rete, testis, tubulus, recta and vas efferentia. It is a vas efferentia is different, vas deferens is different. Okay. So don't confuse with that. Next, accessory glands is, I already said, this all the glands, that is seminal vesicle, prostate and bulbourethral gland. All glands are producing some fluid, okay, for the function of the organs. So this is the primary sex organ or the primary site for the synthesis of male gametes, that is our testis. Okay, and accessory organs are, I already explained you, that is seminiferous tubule, vas deferens, penis. Okay, so these are all the accessory organs and this is a primary organ and these are all the accessory glands. Okay, under the testis only you will be having a accessory ducts. That accessory ducts is rete, testis, tubulus, recta and vas efferentia. Okay, next I am coming to the structure of the testis. So if you see the structure of the testis, what will be happen? It is actually presenting inside the scrotum. Okay, so it is presenting inside the scrotum. So you know that always the scrotum is present below the abdominal cavity. It is hanging outside of the abdominal cavity. Why it is hanging outside the abdominal cavity? The testis is always present inside the scrotum. So the scrotum is a loose skin that is folded and it is hanging outside of the abdominal cavity. Inside of the scrotum you will be having a pair of testes, that is left and right testes. Okay, this testis is consisting of so many parts will be there. So this scrotum, one more name is thermoregulator of the spermatogenesis. Why? Because in our abdominal cavity, if you see, it is in the normal body temperature. Our normal environment temperature will be there in your abdominal cavity. But if you go to the scrotum, should be in the degree, that is the temperature is 2 to 3 degrees temperature it is maintained. Why it is maintained in the very low temperature? Because at that particular temperature only your sperm will be showing the viability as well as the motility it shows us. It has to be in the live condition. The sperm cells should be in the live condition. So that live conditions will be maintained by 2 to 3 degrees centigrade. That temperature will be maintained outside of the abdominal cavity, so that it is the abdominal cavity, so that the scrotum is presenting or hanging outside of your abdominal cavity. Okay, so before a few hours of the birth of the baby, the testis is coming out from the abdominal cavity. It is inborn, it is naturally happening thing. Okay, this is the scrotum. Okay, scrotum next, so that it is called, the scrotum is called the thermoregulator. It is maintaining the sperm's temperature by presenting or hanging outside of the abdominal cavity. Next, I am coming to the structure of the testis. If you see this, there is in the coil-like structure. So this blue and red and yellow, this blue color that indicates the vein, that is testicular veins, and this red color is artery, that is testicular artery. This yellow color is testicular nerves. So nerves will give the impulses that you have studied, and vein and artery will supply the blood to these cells and tissues presenting inside the testis. Okay, so it is the artery and vein is collectively called blood vessels. This yellow color structure is called nerves. So this is the thing. So next I am coming to the rete testis. Rete testis we saw in the introduction slide itself, that is an accessory duct. It is a duct, means it is going to submit some, or it is going to pour some liquid from the one particular part to another particular part, so that it is called duct. It is act like some tube. It is going to transport something, so that it is called duct. So rete testis is called rete testis, and tubulis recta is called the accessory duct. Duct means it is going to pour some liquid to some part, from one part to some other part. Okay, so rete testis is nothing but it is an the duct which is coming out from the seminiferous tubule. If you see in the structure of the testis, it is somewhat ovoid in the shape and paired, and it is a left and right testis is there. In this testis, the first skin which is covered by the skin or the layer which is covered by the testis is called tunica albuginea. The first layer, the first white layer which is covering the first layer which is covering the this thing is called tunica albuginea. Okay, this tunica albuginea is separated into many lobules. So that is about 200 to 250 lobules it is separated. From these, each of the 200 and 250 of the lobules is again, it is divided into so many different convoluted tubules. Convoluted tubules you have studied in the kidney, urinary excretory part. Okay, so that convoluted tubule, if you seen in the nephrons how it is coiled, how it is convoluted tubules will be there, like that here also some tubules is there. These tubules are highly coiled, 4 to 5 coiled. Each unit is get coiled, 4 to 5 coiled structure it is there. Okay, so this coiled unit is called seminiferous tubules. What is that called? It is called seminiferous tubule. Seminiferous tubules. So this seminiferous tubules is producing the testicular substances. This testicular substances is major site for the synthesis, major site for the synthesis of spermatogenesis. So this small unit or the single unit of the testis is seminiferous tubules. Seminiferous tubules. So this seminiferous tubules is collectively called lobules. This lobules is collectively called, that is a tunica albuginea. So tunica albuginea is divided by 200 to 250 lobules. Each lobule consisting of highly coiled convoluted tubules. The tubules is 2 to 4 times it is coiled in structure. so that it is named as seminiferous tubule. It producing some substances called testicular substances, which is essential for the or which is a site for the main site for the synthesis of spermatogenesis. Spermatogenesis means the process in which sperm production takes place. Okay, that's it. So after the production of this testicular substances, I already told you, rete testis is a duct, accessory duct. Through this duct, it is going to this place, that is this duct place. From this rete testis is presenting the posterior part of your testis. It is presenting in the posterior part of the testis. Posterior part means back side of the testis is presenting with some structure is called rete testis. This rete testis is presenting the back side or the posterior part of the testis. Then it is pouring the testicular substances into the epidermis. So the rete testis is forms one duct. So from the rete testis is collecting the tubular substances from the that is tubulus rectus. The tubulus rectus is getting the testicular substances from the seminiferous tubule. From the seminiferous tubules, it is coming to the tubulus rectus. Tubulus rectus also one of the duct. From there it reaches the rete testis. From the rete testis to it is going and reaching the your epidermis. Epidermis is presenting at the superior part of the testis. From there it is going and pouring the testicular substances. So this epidermis is a temporary storage of the sperm, and it is giving the motility as well as the fertility for the sperm it is giving. So epidermis is a temporary storage house for the temporary storage site for the fertility as well as the this thing, that is motility, is given by the epidermis. Okay, from the epidermis you can see epidermis, it is continuous as an one coiled and one long structure is called vas deferens. I already told you vas efferentia is different, vas deferens is different. Vas efferentia means the vas efferentia is presenting in the rete testis place. In the rete testis place, opening place, the opening of the rete testis into the epidermis through the vas efferentia. So vas efferentia means it is going to release something. So vas efferentia is going to releases the testicular substances from a rete testis to a epidermis. So that is about your vas efferentia. But the epidermis consisting of the sperm which is taking over to the vas deferences. From the vas deferences it reaches the yes. So this is a vas deferences. So epidermis this is, and this is a prostate gland, and this is a seminal vesicle. So and this is your this is your seminal vesicle, and this part is called the vas deferences. Through this vas deferences it going and reaching the seminal vesicle. This seminal vesicle it is going and it is reaches the ejaculatory duct. From the ejaculatory duct it is going to the prostate. From the prostate it is going to the urethra. Through the urethra only the male will passes the urine, sperm at different time. So this is at different time they are passing the urine and sperm. So this is the mode of transmission of the sperm from the testis to the urethra. Okay. So this part again explains you this is testis. This part is epidermis. The superior part of the testis is called epidermis. And rete testis, the tubulus rectus and vas efferentia all are the structure which is present inside the testis that we saw just now. Okay. So these are all the structures of the testis alone. Okay. This is not a organ. This is a accessory ducts. That's all. But next I am coming to the remaining structures of the male reproductive part is accessory organs. You know that is accessory organ and all. This penis and everything is an accessory organ. Okay. So the mode of transmission of sperm is it's produced in the testicular. Yes, from the seminiferous tubule it is collecting from the testis. It is collecting from the seminiferous tubules is there. From there it is collected in the tubus rectus. Yes, tubus rectus. From the tubus rectus it is going to the rete testis. From the rete testis it is entered into the epidermis with the help of the vas efferentia. From the epidermidis it reaches the vas deferences. From the vas deferences it going to the seminal vesicle. From the seminal vesicle it reaches the prostate gland. From the prostate gland it is directly reached to the urethra. Okay, this part is penis and this is the scrotum. Scrotum inside you are having a testis upon the on the upper or the superior part of the, that is top portion or the superior portion of the testis will be having the epidermidis structure. From this epidermidis structure is continues as an vas deferences. This epidermidis vas deferences is continues and end with the seminal vesicle. Seminal vesicle is continuous. Seminal vesicle and this vas deferences united to form the ejaculatory duct. From the ejaculatory duct end with the prostate gland. From the prostate gland directly it is open into the urethra. So urethra meaning is nothing but it is an external, that is a urethral meatus. This is a small opening. This is a pathway for release the urine as well as sperm by the male. So it is directly coming from the, that is the urethra, which is start from the urethra, I am telling you, it is start from the urinary bladder to till the external orifice. External orifice means the orifice, that is a hole which is presenting in our external genitalia, that is our end part of the genital organ. End part of the genital organ is called the meatus or the opening or the orifice. Okay, from there to your urethra is present. From that only the sperm and urine of the male is passed at different times. Okay, through the penis. Penis is not a external orifice. Penis, through the penis only the urine and sperm will be coming out through the urethral meatus or the urethral orifice. Okay, and this is the end part of the genital part of the organ. Okay, next I already told this stratified, this seminiferous tubules. This seminiferous tubules is made up of Sertoli cells or the nerve cells. It is made up of stratified epithelium. Epithelium, different types of epithelium you have studied last year. So in that the stratified epithelium is making our seminiferous tubule. So this seminiferous tubule only initiation of all the testicular substances, sperm, everything is takes place. So this seminiferous tubule is lining the stratified epithelium. This stratified epithelium having two different types of cells, Sertoli cells and are the nerve cells, spermatogenic cells or the male germ cells. The Sertoli cells role is it is nutriting the sperm cells. It is giving the nutritions to the sperm cells, so that it is called nerve cells, and also it produces one hormone called inhibin hormone. Through this inhibin hormone it controls the negative feedback of the sperm production. It controls the negative feedback of the sperm production. Next, spermatogenic cells or the male germ cells means it is spermatogenic cells, also different types of cells presenting in the stratified epithelium. So it is the role is it during the meiosis. By the meiosis process the spermatogenic cells is producing the spermatozoa, that is our sperm cells. Next, the interstitial cells or the leading cells which is presenting in the connective tissues surrounding the seminiferous tubules. This is seminiferous tubules, but in between the lobules you see some connective tissues. In that connective tissues is present with some specialized cells is called interstitial cells or the leading cells. These interstitial cells and the leading cells are endocrine in nature. Endocrine meaning is it is going to produce some different hormones. What is a hormone? That's androgen. Androgen means it is a specific hormone produced only in the male hormones. That hormone name is testosterone. That hormone will initiate the spermatogenesis. So spermatogenesis, all the very vital process or the very good function in the body will be initiated only by the hormones. Likewise, the testosterone is a hormone which is produced by androgen, that is male hormone produced in the interstitial cell or the leading cells which is lying in the connective tissue of the seminiferous tubules. That is connective tissues which is surrounding the seminiferous tubule. Okay, this part I have explained you. This is prostate. This flower like tree like structure is called seminal vesicle. Okay, this is again your textbook diagram only. Urinary bladder. What is this triangle structure as? Urinary bladder. It is continuous as an urethra. This urethra start from the urinary bladder to till the urethral meatus. This is a urethra. This is penis. Okay, the end portion, elonged portion of the penis is called gland penis. That is, enlargement of the penis is called gland penis. Okay, and upper part of the epidermidis, and this is a vas deferences and urinary bladder. And the urinary bladder is coming with the ureter. Ureter is coming from the kidney. And this is a rectum we have studied in the last year digestion and absorption lesson. And this is a flower-like structure, or the leaf-like structure is called seminal vesicle. And this seminal vesicle and this the vas deferens united to form the ejaculatory duct. And this is a prostate gland which is presenting around the around the urethra, which is presenting or encircle the urethra. And this is your anus. And bulbourethral gland means there is the gland which is presenting the on the either side of the urethra is called bulbourethral gland. Okay. Next is the accessory gland. So accessory gland means remaining part of the male reproductive structure is, that is paired seminal vesicle. So seminal vesicle, that's a flower-like structure. So this is it is producing, I already told, all accessory organ will produce some fluid, that is alkaline fluid it is produced. In that fluid consists of some fructose, some ascorbic acid, some prostaglandin, some important enzyme that is called the vesiculase enzyme, which will speed up the sperm motility. Motility means movement of the sperm. Next, bulbourethral gland, I explained you on the either side of the urethra you can see the bulbourethral gland. This gland role is it's also called Cowper's gland. It is producing some liquids, through that it is causing the lubrications in the penis. So lubrication will be done by the liquid which is secreted by the bulbourethral gland or the Cowper's gland. Next, single prostate gland means that is a prostate gland that is presenting to the or that is encircle the urethra below the urinary bladder, that is inferior to the urinary bladder, and it is encircle the urethra is called the prostate gland. That gland role is it is producing some acidic fluid. That fluid is helping in the motility of the sperm. Next, I am coming to the semen or the seminal fluid. So totally the semen will consisting of the sperm. It is also called seminal fluid, which is a milky white fluid which contains the sperm and the sperminal plasma. Okay, so the seminal plasma and sperms will be present in the seminal fluid or the semen, which appears in the milky white in color. So this seminal plasma will give the motility to the sperm, protection to the sperm, and activating the sperm and nutriting that is nurturing means nutriting the sperm, and activating the sperm, protecting the sperm, as well as the motility of the sperm. Everything will be done by the seminal plasma. Seminal plasma is present in the semen or the seminal fluid. Okay. So if you see this diagram, you will be understood clearly. Urinary bladder on the either side, that is seminal vesicle, is paired in the nature and it is continuous as a urethra, and this enlarged part of the penis is called gland penis. This is the both side of the epidermis and it is continuous as a vas deferens, and it is coming and it ending with the a seminal vesicle. It forms the ejaculatory duct, and these two dark parts is called bulbourethral gland. This is also your same textbook diagram only. So the penis is a male external genitalia, functions as an copulatory organ and insemination. So the foreskin, the loose skin which is covering the penis, the loose folded skin which is covering the penis is called loose skin or the foreskin or the prepuce. Okay. So now you understand, now you coming to the concept map, you will be understanding. So principal organ means testis consisting of the it's consisting of seminiferous tubules, that is it is divided by, it is mainly lobules as divided as a lobule by the tunica albuginea, and the tunica albuginea that consisting of the it is divided as many lobules 200 to 250, in which the highly coiled structures that is called seminiferous tubules, which are all producing testicular substances, that is collected in the tubulus rectus, and it is coming to the rete testis. From the rete testis entered into the epidermis through the vas efferentia. Vas efferentia it is coming. Okay, next is from the epidermis it is going to the vas deferens. From the vas deferens it is going to the vas deferens it is going to the urethra, that is seminal vesicle. From there it is forming the duct and it is reaches the urethra. From the urethra it is coming out. Okay, stratified epithelium cell, two types of steratole cells and nurse cells will be there. Spermatogenic cells and male germ cells is there. Interstitial cells, leading cells is there. So separate cell will be having a separate function, endocrine in the nature. Lubrication will be caused by Cowper's gland producing liquid and paired seminal vesicle producing vesiculous enzyme, and prostate gland also producing acidic fluid, and sperm salmon milky white solution which causes the motility and protection activity, nurturing, all those things. So hope you all understand this. Next I'll explaining of the female reproductive system in separate video. Thank you.